Welcome to Shri Chakradhar Education. This is the complete guide to the IGNOU MBAHM project. Course code MMPP-001. The 8-credit project course of the IGNOU MBA in Human Resource Management. Everything in this video is built from the official IGNOU MBA Student Handbook and the official MMPP-001. Project Guidelines, not from the guesswork you find on forums. Let us start with the direct answer. MMPP-001 is the compulsory project course of the IGNOU MBA and all of its specializations, including MBAHM. It carries 8 credits. It is treated as one course for registration, but it is equivalent to 2 courses in workload, and no study material is supplied for it. You choose a topic, find a guide, get your synopsis approved, and submit a project report. Here are the numbers you actually need. Course code MMPP-001. 8 credits. Registered in Semester 3 of the MBAHM program. A report of about 50 to 60 double-spaced pages, not exceeding roughly 18,000 words. And a project evaluation fee of 500 rupees, paid along with your term-end examination form. Now the first correction, and it is a big one. There is no separate HR project code. Many websites hint that MBAHM students need some special code. The official guidelines list one code for 6 programs: MBA, MBAFM, MBAHM, MBAMM, MBAOM, and MBF. What changes for an HR student is not the code. It is the subject area you write on the Proforma and the kind of topic you choose. Here is what this video covers in the order you will actually do it. Where MMPP-001 sits in the MBAHM structure. How to frame an HR topic that gets approved. Who can legally be your guide? The Synopsis approval machinery, step by step. The official report structure and length, where to submit and to whom. And finally the marks, the Viva rule, and whether this project is worth the effort. One honest note before we start. This video stays inside the MBAHM lane. The full synopsis writing format with sample synopses, the long list of HR project topics, and the general page setup rules are each covered in their own dedicated videos on this channel, linked in the description. First, let us place the project correctly inside your program, because getting this wrong costs students a full semester. The MBAHM program is offered by the School of Management Studies and is recognized by AICTE. It runs for a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 4 across 4 semesters. You complete 28 courses for 116 credits. 20 core courses of 4 credits each, 7 specialization courses of 4 credits each, and the 8-credit project, MMPP-001. The semester map matters. In Semester 1, you take MMPC-001 to MMPC-007. In Semester 2, MMPC-008 to MMPC-014. In Semester 3, you register MMPC-015, MMPC-016 and MMPP-001, plus 4 HR specialization courses. In Semester 4, you take the remaining core courses and 3 more HR courses. 7 registrations in every semester. The HR specialization itself has 8 courses on offer, and you select 7 of them. Organizational Theory and Design, Human Resource Development, Human Resource Planning, Industrial and Employment Relations, Organizational Development and Change, Organizational Dynamics, Compensation and Rewards Management, and International Human Resource Management. These 8 are your topic hunting ground. And here is the myth bust that changes your timeline. Almost every third-party site calls MMPP-001 a final semester project. The official IGNOU MBAHM course structure lists it as an 8-credit project in Semester 3. That is deliberate. IGNOU wants you to register it in Semester 3, so you have 8 to 9 months of runway to finish the work before your 4th semester ends. On fees, the official MBAHM program page states a total program fee of 66,000 rupees, with 16,000 for the 1st, 2nd and 4th semesters, and 18,000 for the 3rd. The 3rd semester is higher precisely because it carries the 8-credit project. The 500 rupee project evaluation fee is separate from that program fee. Why does the credit weight matter so much? In IGNOU system, 1 credit is about 30 hours of learner study. 8 credits, therefore, signals roughly 240 hours of expected work. Students who treat MMPP-001 like a 2-week assignment are the ones who face a rejected synopsis, run out of time, and end up re-registering the course. There is also a difference in how MMPP-001 is evaluated. Every theory course in the MBAHM is 30% assignment and 70% term-end examination. The project has neither. The MBA Handbook states plainly that for the project course, evaluation is based only on the project report submitted by the student. Now, step 1, and the step that decides everything else: choosing your HR topic. The official rule is short. The project study should be on a topic preferably from your area of specialization in the MBA. For an MBAHM student, that means human resources and organizational behavior. The stated purpose of the course is to help you apply multidisciplinary concepts, tools, and techniques to analyze and logically approach real organizational problems. IGNOU allows exactly 3 shapes of study. 1. A comprehensive case study covering a single organization with multifunctional problem formulation, analysis, and recommendations. 2. An inter-organisational study aimed at comparison across organizations, validation of theory, or a survey of management practices. 3. A field study meaning empirical work. Almost every good HR project fits one of these 3. So how do you frame an HR topic that survives an evaluator? 6 practical rules. Keep it inside the HR domain. Name the organization type or sector. Name the location. Name the variable you are measuring. Keep the sample reachable. And make the title itself communicate what the study does, because the guideline says the title should be definitive and convey the subject matter being covered. Compare 2 titles. A study of human resource management is weak. No sector, no variable, no boundary, and an evaluator cannot tell what you will measure. Our strong example names the intervention, the outcome, the job role, the sector, and the city, all in one line. Let us carry one strong example through the rest of this video, so you can see how each stage actually looks. The title is A Study of Stay Interviews and Their Effect on Voluntary Attrition Among Customer Support Executives in Mid-sized IT Services Firms in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. It is an HR retention study, built as a field study. The guideline says objectives are the most important aspect of any project, and that they must be stated clearly, precisely, and in neutral terms, without assuming what you will find. For our example, to study current stay interview practices in the selected firms, to examine the main drivers of voluntary attrition, to analyze the relationship between stay interview frequency and intention to stay, and to suggest retention measures for HR managers. The methodology section answers 6 things the guidelines ask for: your research design, the nature and source of your data, your sample and sampling technique with a reason for choosing that organization, and sample, your tools and questionnaire, and their relevance to your objectives, your data collection method, and the statistical tools you will use. For our example, that is a descriptive design, 120 executives across 4 firms, a structured Likert questionnaire, and correlation with regression. One small field on the form causes a surprising number of rejections. On the Proforma, the subject area is not the same as your title. IGNOU gives examples such as HRM and OB, accounting and finance, marketing, operations management and information system, or corporate management. For an MBAHM project, your subject area is almost always HRM and OB. And now the rule that costs students the most time. The official guideline states that the final project report should necessarily be on the title approved by the evaluator and that no changes could be made while submitting the final report. So do not treat your approved title as a rough draft. If the study genuinely has to change direction, that is a new proposal. Step 2. Selecting a guide who is actually eligible under IGNOU's rules. The eligibility list is specific. Management faculty in the School of Management Studies at IGNOU headquarters. Approved academic counselors of the management program at study centers with relevant experience. Management faculty with 5 years of postgraduate teaching experience. Or a professional holding a master's degree in management or an allied discipline with at least 5 years of experience in the relevant area. 3 hard rules go with that list. A guide may not supervise more than 5 students at any given point of time, and the Proforma asks how many students they are currently guiding. The university pays the guide a token honorarium of 500 rupees. And unless your guide is an approved counselor, their signed biodata must be attached in original. The biodata itself has a checklist: name and date of birth, full address and contact numbers for both residence and current workplace, detailed educational qualifications with degrees and specialization, the institution, the year of award and the percentage of marks, detailed work experience in chronological order with designation, period and contactable addresses. A current business card may also be attached. If your guide is an approved IGNOU academic counselor for the management program, the detailed biodata is not required. But the Proforma still asks for the study center code and the courses they counsel. IGNOU also adds a specific instruction. Select a guide active in the area of your topic. For an HR project, the guide should be an HR specialist, not a finance or marketing expert. What if the guide is rejected? The guidelines handle this directly. If the proposed guide is not approved by the faculty, you must change the guide and submit the project proposal afresh with the new guide signature, and it will be treated as a new proposal. The same applies if you choose to change your guide for any reason. So verify eligibility before, not after. Practically, most MBAHM students find a guide in one of 3 places: approved management counselors at their own study center, a management faculty member at a nearby college who meets the 5-year teaching condition, or a senior HR professional in their own workplace who holds a master's degree in management or an allied field. The last route often improves data access too. Step 3. The synopsis, which is the gate you cannot go around. The guideline is unambiguous. In order to proceed with your project course, the approval of the synopsis is necessary, and only on approval of the synopsis can the project work actually be taken up. So collecting data before approval is a real risk. If the evaluator asks you to change your objectives or your sample, that data may be unusable. The proposal must essentially contain 5 things: An introduction giving brief background to the subject chosen, a rationale explaining why you chose it, your objectives, your research methodology, and the limitations of the proposed project, if any. That is the official skeleton. Our separate synopsis video shows the full formatting, section by section, with worked samples. The Proforma for approval of project proposal asks for your enrollment number, study center, regional center, the project proposal number which the regional center assigns, subject area, your name and complete postal address where the synopsis will be returned, your email, the topic, the name and address of your supervisor, whether that supervisor is an IGNOU management counselor, and the number of students they are guiding. Both of you sign it, with dates. Where does it go? For ODL students of MBA, MBA FM, MBA HM, MBA MM, MBA OM, and MBF, the synopsis goes to the regional director of your own regional center, not to Delhi. MBA online learners submit through the LMS portal instead. Write MMPP-001 prominently on the envelope. Send only one copy of the project proposal and keep a copy with you. Check 3 enclosures before you seal the envelope. The completed Proforma signed and dated by both you and your supervisor, the guide's signed biodata where required, and the synopsis itself. The guidelines state clearly that proposals incomplete in any respect will not be accepted. On timing, 2 facts. You may submit your synopsis at any point in the year, but only after you have registered MMPP-001. And if your proposal reaches the regional center more than 6 months after you registered the course, the regional center is not responsible for disposing of it in time. That 6-month window is what protects your 8 to 9 months of project time. Once a complete proposal is accepted, the regional center assigns a project proposal number which is unique to you and is what you quote in all follow-ups. After the expert evaluates it, written communication about approval or non-approval is sent to you within 2 to 3 months of the proposal reaching the regional center. Plan for that gap. Do not assume a week. If your proposal is not approved, the comments and suggestions for reformulating it are communicated to you. To resubmit, send 4 things together: the revised proposal, a fresh project proposal Proforma, a copy of the rejected proposal, and the Proforma carrying the evaluator's comments and the project proposal number allotted earlier. From the official instructions, the avoidable rejection triggers are clear: missing original signatures, missing or incomplete guide biodata, a guide who does not meet the eligibility conditions, a guide already supervising 5 students, objectives written as assumptions rather than neutral aims, a methodology with no sampling logic, a title too vague to evaluate, and a topic drifting outside HR when your degree is MBA HM. Step 4. Writing the report and getting it to the right desk. The official length rule: about 50 to 60 double-space typed pages, not exceeding approximately 18,000 words, excluding appendices and exhibits, with rational variation permissible on either side. The report is submitted in A4 size, typed in double space, as a bound volume. Note the word excluding. Your questionnaire and data tables in the annexure do not eat into your word count. The official structure has 8 parts. Introduction to the project with review of literature and brief details of the organizations under study. Research methodology. Results and discussion presented in tables or graphs. Detailed interpretation of the findings. Summary and conclusion. Recommendations, limitations and direction for further research, which is optional. And references, bibliography and annexures, such as the questionnaire you used. 5 items must be inside the final report: a cover page carrying your name, enrollment number, the guide's name, and the project title. A detailed table of contents with page numbers. Page numbers on every page matching that table of contents. The approved proposal, meaning the proposal, the approved Proforma, and the guide's biodata. And a certificate of originality signed and dated by you and your guide. One line in the guidelines quietly rejects a lot of reports. The approved proposal must be properly bound into the project and not just stapled. And IGNOU states that a project with a stapled proposal will not be accepted. If any of those documents is missing, the report is returned to you for compliance, and that costs you an entire evaluation cycle. The report goes somewhere different from the synopsis. One typed copy is submitted to the Registrar, Student Evaluation Division, IGNOU, Maidan-Garhi, New Delhi 10068, by registered post, speed post, or by hand. Write Project Report MMPP-001 on top of the envelope so it is sorted correctly. As soon as your report is received, a project report number is allotted. Quote that number in every inquiry with the Student Evaluation Division. 2 more practical points. Send only one copy and keep your own, because the report submitted to the university is not returned after evaluation. And there is an official project help desk email and phone line for status queries. Now, the timing rule that is widely misreported as a deadline. The project report may be submitted at any time throughout the year. What the dates decide is which result cycle you land in. A report submitted between the 1st of December and the 31st of May has its result declared with the June term-end examinations. A report submitted between the 1st of June and the 30th of November is declared with the December term-end examinations. The project evaluation fee is 500 rupees, and the handbook is specific about when it is paid, along with the term-end examination form for the semester in which you wish to submit the project report. The university also notes this fee may change from time to time, so confirm the current amount when you fill the form. Is there a Viva for MMPP-001? Here is the accurate answer. The guidelines say a student may be asked to appear for a Viva-Voce if the evaluator so recommends, and in that case the student will be duly intimated. So a Viva is possible, but conditional. It is not a scheduled, compulsory stage for every MBA HM project, and it is not a fixed share of your marks. On originality, the guidelines require that the project report be free from plagiarism and be your own work, and state that if a report is found to be plagiarized, action will be taken as per university policy. The synopsis too must be original work done by the student. For an HR project, the safest route is primary data. Your own questionnaire, your own respondents, your own analysis. One clarification for MBA online learners. If you are enrolled in the online MBA rather than the ODL MBA HM, both your synopsis and your project report go through the LMS portal instead of the postal route. If you are an MBA HM student, you are in the ODL stream, so the Regional Center and Student Evaluation Division route applies to you. Finally, the corrections, the marks, and the honest answer on whether this project is worth it. Let us collect the corrections in one place. It is a Semester 3 registration, not a 4th semester course. It is 8 credits, not 4. There is no separate HR project code. Evaluation is on the report alone. The Viva is conditional, not automatic. The 31st of May and 30th of November are result cutoffs, not submission deadlines. The synopsis goes to the regional center and the report goes to Delhi. The approved title cannot be changed. The approved proposal must be bound, not stapled. And no study material is supplied. What about the pass mark? The MBA Handbook states that to qualify a course, a student has to obtain an overall C grade, and the same handbook maps C to 50 to 59.9%, with D at 40 to 49.9%. Many websites quote 40% for the project. Since this can be read differently, confirm the qualifying grade for MMPP-001 with your regional center before you rely on it. So is the MBAHM project worth taking seriously, beyond the 8 credits? Yes, for a practical reason. It is the only part of your MBAHM where you produce an original piece of HR evidence rather than reproduce a syllabus. A study on attrition, engagement, compensation, or training in a real organization is something you can talk about in an interview, which no theory paper gives you. In career terms, the specialization courses tell an employer what you studied. The project shows what you can do with it. HR roles increasingly expect basic comfort with people data, and an MMPP-001 project that involves designing a questionnaire, collecting responses, running simple statistical analysis, and writing recommendations demonstrates exactly that. Choose a topic close to the HR role you want next. And on validity, the MBAHM program is recognized by AICTE, and IGNOU degrees earned through the open and distance learning mode are treated as equivalent to corresponding conventional degrees under the UGC notification on equivalence. Your MMPP-001 project is a normal degree requirement, evaluated by university-appointed evaluators. There is nothing second-class about it. A few questions students ask most often. Can I change my MMPP-001 topic after approval? Not at submission. The final report must be on the approved title, so any real change means a fresh proposal. Can I do my project on my own workplace? Yes, and for HR topics it usually helps with access, but keep it academic and take permission where needed. Is there an assignment for MMPP-001? No. The project course has no assignment and no term end paper. It is evaluated on the report. How long does approval take? Written communication about approval or non-approval is sent within 2 to 3 months of the proposal reaching the regional center. Can I submit the synopsis before registering MMPP-001? The guidelines say the proposal may be submitted after registration of the course, so register first. What if I miss the 6-month window? You can still submit, but the regional center is not responsible for timely disposal, and you risk missing your report cycle. Here is the whole process in 8 steps. Register MMPP-001 in Semester 3. Pick an HR topic in one of the 3 permitted study shapes. Find an eligible guide. Prepare the proposal with your guide. Send the Proforma, biodata, and Synopsis to your regional director. Wait for written approval and note the proposal number. Do the study and write 50 to 60 pages. Then bind everything and send 1 copy to the Student Evaluation Division. That is the complete IGNOU MBAHM Project Guide for MMPP-001. The Synopsis format video, the HR topic selection video, and the project format video are all linked in the description. Always confirm the current rules on ignou.ac.in and with your regional center. If you need guidance for your own MMPP-001 project, message us on WhatsApp. This is BK Sahni from ignouproject.com. Subscribe for the next IGNOU project guide.